This next ad comes to you from a company that's cooking the best omelets you'll have all year, all while changing the world one egg at a time. It's called Just Egg, and I'm happy to tell you about it because Just Egg is a cholesterol-free, plant-based egg that will give you the most decadent quiches of your life, the fluffiest scrambles, and the easiest egg sandwiches. Or in my case in particular, I love a good Just Egg scramble in the morning on an English muffin, a little bit of cheese and beautiful barbecue sauce. I think it's fantastic and it tastes great. And Just Egg has about the same protein as a chicken egg, but with much less saturated fat. Plus, Just Egg is packed with cholesterol-lowering polyunsaturated fat. Chicken eggs have severe FOMO when they look at Just Egg, and that's really the important part for me. In order for Just Egg to be successful, I think it really needs to make sure that it tastes good and is good for you, and I can happily say it ticks both of those boxes. As someone who loves eating eggs every morning, I've had to cut it back in recent years, basically because of health concerns. There's a lot of cholesterol in regular eggs, but I'm excited to have found an alternative that is good for me and good for the environment. In 2022, may your eggs be filled with Just Egg. Just Egg, really good eggs.
What your sleeping position says about you. People who sleep on their stomachs are gregarious yet brash. They do not like to be criticized and generally avoid dangers. Their demeanor is due to stress put on their lower back and neck because they sleep incorrectly. The sleepy soldier is quiet, reserved, focused, and independent. You love structure and take yourself too seriously. The fetal position is the most popular of all positions. You tend to be shy and sensitive. This position gives you a sense of security, especially if you lack it in your real life. Oh my, did the truth knife just cut too deep?
Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast on the Athletic Network. It's Friday, March 18th, and this is The Drop. I'm J.E. Skeets here in the Classic Factory alongside me, as always, Tass Mellis.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Tassie. We got our top shot hot boy, go blue, Trey Kirby.
Hey-o.
Hey-o. The international man of mystery, taking it to the max, Leigh Ellis.
Friends, here we go, Tigers. Let's go, Penny. I'm wearing a Penny Hardaway shirt. Yeah.
Finally making the magic happen. Super producer, JD.
Hello.
There he is. Here we are. Shout out to the stream team joining us live right now on YouTube. Subscribe, like, comment, share the show. Email in your NBA questions to nodunks@theathletic.com. We dropped a new No Buffs episode yesterday, breaking down episode 2 of Survivor 42. TK, JD, and myself. Lots of laughs in this one. So go check that out if you're a Survivor fan and you want to hear us talk about the greatest show ever made. No Buffs has its own YouTube feed and its own podcast feed, so go seek out No Buffs. Tass, have you had a chance to listen yet?
I have not.
Okay. I think you're really going to like it.
Yeah, the blindfolded challenge. Fun. I had not seen it in my young Survivor career through, this is my 3rd season. It was fun.
You like it?
People get injured, I heard. That's why they don't do it. That's what JD told me on the side. I got an inside scoop from one of the hosts of No Buffs.
Awesome. And before we get into all the NBA action from last night, we got to talk about that game, and we got some news involving Curry, and we got some fun awards we're going to talk about. Our bracket is busted. We finally get to say that.
I don't know that I've had a bracket busted harder than it was busted yesterday. Like, almost every upset pick we made was wrong. I saw that we're tied for 246th of 594 in the No Dunks bracket challenge right now.
That'd be worse.
I think it's only worse by like one game wrong.
Okay.
But yeah, we lost 2 of our final 4 on day 1. Tough one.
I can't believe, I mean, this one's on me. I talked specifically you out of St. Peter's upsetting UK in the first round. I did. I said there's no way we're getting a St. Mary's and a St. Peter's through on St. Patrick's Day. And I'm sorry, a 15 did it there, Leigh.
I can't help those who don't want to be helped.
I know.
I'm telling you, you just got to find the Australian connection there to St. Mary's. We'll go through St. Pete's. I can't remember what the connection was there, but I think it was just like get rid of UK. Yeah. That's what I said, you know?
Killing them in the UK. That is what you said.
That's rough. And then, of course, our Iowa Hawkeyes pick.
Classic
to win
12-5.
it all is gone in the first round. That's tough. It's going to be tough to bounce back.
It was tough day.
Anyway, good luck to everybody still alive. Hope your bracket's doing better than the No Dunks one. Okay, So, like I said, lots of awards talk here on the drop. Both real awards. We're not doing MVP. We've done enough of that, so we'll put that aside for a day. But we'll talk most improved and coach of the year, defensive player of the year, some of the other ones. And then we got some like silly ones that we've made up. Least improved, seventh man of the year, the most beautiful shooter of basketball.
I like that one.
Yes, you can get a start with that one. But we got to at least touch on Saddiq Bey scoring a career-high 51 points.
Got to.
In the only game last night, Pistons beat the Magic. This was the league's 8th 50-point game in the month of March, the most in a calendar month over the last 50 seasons. There have been 17 50-point games this season in total, and Saddiq Bey, the 13th player to pull off the feat. Pretty impressive stuff here, Leigh. I don't know how much you caught of it.
Well,
Maybe
to
it was
be
the
honest,
highlights this
look, I wasn't sitting down locked to the TV for this one last night. I took the night off basketball. It's not often we get a night off during the season. I thought last night, put the laptop down.
But then you see Twitter starting to go, this guy's got 30 at the half. Well, now I got to check it out.
And he went for the 50, and he got it too. Yeah. And the Orlando Magic helped him out by fouling him, putting him to the free throw line. Rare.
Yep.
But the 10 threes, I think it was ironic that Terrence Ross was in the building because he had a 10-3-point, 50-point performance for the Raptors probably, a decade ago now?
Been a little bit.
Yeah. On a night where there's crazy stuff, all the basketball focus is certainly on the NCAA. Saddiq Bey goes out there and gets 50. I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, I guess no one's really got their eyes on the NBA, but then you get a 50 spot and people are like, oh, that's pretty good.
Absolutely. 51 points, tied for the 5th most in franchise history. Pistons record still 57 by Jerry Stackhouse in 2001. Though I was a little taken aback that he hit 10 threes, like you said, tied the franchise record with Joe Dumars.
Oh, really? Wow.
That's insane,
That is weird.
I could have sworn I saw that. Somebody fact check me in the stream team right now. But I was like, Joe Dumars had a game where he had 10 threes. I'm not saying Joe Dumars was a bad shooter. But
just a lot of threes for the 90s.
But that's a ton of threes if that is indeed true. Or maybe I'm just making it up. But anything to add to the Bey?
Yeah, those numbers, when you look back at 90s players, you just don't expect double-digit threes. No. Allen Houston was there for a few years in Detroit. I thought when we talked about three-point leaders with Detroit, Allen Houston was up there. But Saddiq Bey, we are getting to the beautiful shooter of the basketball award later in the season. Saddiq Bey, a fantastic shooter of the basketball. And I think when we're talking about future Pistons, or the future of the Pistons, Cade Cunningham always comes up first. Then there's talk about Killian Hayes, can he be something? Isaiah Stewart, can he be something? I think Saddiq Bey is the lock at number 2 to be around the league for a very long time because he can shoot. And he's a lot bigger than what you think he is. And at a wing spot, he's also got the attitude. He said that he dyes his hair green, a little patch green, because of the Joker. Weird. Yeah. That was weird.
I couldn't tell if he was kidding.
I don't think so.
I think so.
He likes to play the villain, he said. Joe Dumars did hit 10 threes in a game.
That's insane, right?
On November 8, in 1994, he had 40 points. He went 10 for 19 from the field, 10 for 18 from 3, and 10 for 10 from the free throw line. So no 2-pointers for 1990s Joe Dumars.
Weird.
Is that a short line season? If it was 1994?
I don't think
that was
so. I think it was the one after.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
Interesting. A few other notes from this game. The loss dropped Orlando into a tie with Houston for the worst record in the league. I did the little simulation, my first one on Tankathon this morning, to see how the ping pong balls would fall. Had the Blazers winning the number 1 pick. Yeah, jumping 6 spots. So there you go, Portland Trailblazers fans. That was my first sim there on Tankathon. But yes, Orlando tied with Houston. Marvin Bagley III, another good game for Detroit. There was no defense being played. Let's make that very clear here. And that's not to take anything away from a guy going for 50 plus, but this was the Pistons Magic with a bunch of guys missing on both sides of the floor. Not a lot of defense being played, but Bagley had 20 and 11. He's averaging 16 and 9 over the last 7 games. Trey, aren't you happy we didn't give up on him?
I love it.
We were always in his corner because of the eye patch.
Exactly right. I'll back the bag man for the rest of his career, and it's good to see him actually showing out for the Pistons here. He's been playing pretty well. I mean, obviously the Pistons aren't playing for much right now, but the games still matter, even if this is one of the funniest 50-point games of all time. I don't know exactly where you rank it on the Delk list. I thought people were saying last night, less surprising than Tony Delk, more surprising than Corey Brewer. I don't know exactly what that means, but my favorite moment was at the end of the second quarter. Saddiq Bey hits a 3. He gets a steal on the inbounds pass, dishes it to Corey Joseph, and as he's like running back to catch a pass from Joseph, you hear the announcers yell, "He can't do this!"
Yeah.
He catches it. It's kind of like like a semi-Rudy Fernandez, if you will.
Yeah.
Rudy Fernandez had the steal, and then he hit a three right away. Had a dish in between to Corey Joseph. So I like the change up there. So yeah, I don't know. We always say the worst time to have a good game is on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Maybe the worst time to have a good game is actually on the first day of the NCAA tournament. It's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's still leading the show, and he's getting some headlines.
That's a good point. At least we got a show today.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
We got Schumann well actuallying us too in the stream team
Short-
here, saying
short line.
94, 95 was the
called it.
first
Good
season.
job.
So
He loves a 20-footer, Joe Dumars.
Oh, Schumann too.
Oh, yeah, Schumann too. Exactly right.
thanks, Shu. Thanks.
Good stuff.
Appreciate it.
What a comp for John Schumann. Joe Dumars? Joe Schumars? Similar players.
And you were saying like people are trying to figure out like how surprising this 50-point game was in comparison, I guess, like to Delks and Corey Brewers. I think those are way more surprising than honestly Saddiq Bey going for 50. Again, first off, everybody's going for 50 right now.
Right.
He is young. He has like a 34-point game under his belt or something like that. Like he's, obviously can hit the three. So if you catch fire, you're getting a lot of points. I think those other ones are.
Delk didn't
Wait,
even take a three.
Here's my
I don't
point.
think, did he?
Saddiq Bey is going to have another 50-point game in his career. Probably 2. 3 maybe.
I'll take the under. I think he will have no more 50-point games.
Oh, I'll take that bet. One more?
I'll bet you $50 that he doesn't have another 50-point game in his career.
Could be a
It's a good one.
A 10-year.
Yeah, that's a great one.
That's an easy 50 for me.
No way. Come on. He's
A
got another-
10-year bet, maybe this one, maybe longer. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, this one could go for.
Hey, Grisha's gonna love it.
Oh, he's going to be on your side. He's a Pistons fan this year at least.
I mean, I'm betting on another. Yeah, he has another game where he hits 10 to 13 threes. So it's going to help his chances.
He's in the East. He'll play Orlando maybe 4 times a year. So that might
All right,
help
I
him.
like that one. That's a good one. Somebody write that down. Put that in our Google Calendar.
Yeah. Well, he at least beat Tim Hardaway Jr., so I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Right. That's a good point. Any other notes here on Saddiq Bey going for 51?
No,
Pistons
but
beating the
the
Magic.
Corey Brewer comes up, when we talk 50-point games, and this time of year during NCAA recaps, a lot of Gator talk out there.
Oh, yes.
Seeing him, Joakim Noah, and Al Horford clips. That's a nice flashback. Love that team.
Steph Curry, guys, out indefinitely after suffering a sprained ligament in his left foot. Now, Shams, with The Athletic, he was reporting that is the diagnosis. X-rays, though, on the foot returned negative on Wednesday night, meaning no fracture, no major damage. But again, the word is he's out indefinitely. The Woj and Ramona Shelburne, they're saying he is expected to return for the start of the Western Conference playoffs, but will undergo further evaluation with specialists here. So it's, I guess, worse than we thought it was, Tess, because we were hoping this was a little bit of nothing with Smart falling on him there the other night.
Yeah, the word is indefinite, so who the heck knows? We definitely don't know what indefinite means. But at this point, I sort of lean towards this. This is bad news in that X-ray's negative, obviously, but this team relies so much on flow and playing together, and they played so many lineups. I think, unlike what's happening in Atlanta, John Collins is being sat because he's got an ailing plantar fascia problem and a finger problem, and they know that they're in the play-in tournament. Right. Done, and done. They're not getting any better. While the Warriors want to get better. They want to get in a flow, so this stinks for them. The closer it gets to him coming back to the playoffs, I think it lessens their chances, come first. If they get to the second round, I think this hurts them. This is a guy who's, again, they're like throwing different guys into the rotation. So I think Steph wants as many reps as possible. Like, let's say he comes back and it's round 1, game 1. I wouldn't project them to be an NBA finalist win if he continued to play right now and got these dozen games that they have left in the regular season. I think I would. So this hurts. The more games he misses, the more it hurts their team.
This could change, the balance of a title contender, of course, or a champion, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was 2016, wasn't it? 73-90, get injured in that first game against the Rockets, and that kind of carried through the playoffs, I mean, look, they still could have won the championship, still should have won the championship, but an injury can just sort of interrupt your momentum and your routine and your preparation. Draymond's just come back. Clay's just come back. And Clay, as we're seeing, he's still trying to find his groove again. Now, he missed, obviously, 2.5 years. Steph may only miss a couple of weeks, hopefully. But the Warriors just want to get into the playoffs and want everybody healthy because one of him or Draymond or Clay to a lesser degree, I think, all of a sudden their playoff expectations or their championship hopes, I think, go from here to sort of like they might not get out of the second round if they don't have all three of those guys healthy.
They may not get out of the first round if
Possibly,
you don't have Steph Curry, because we just talked about how talented those teams at 4, 5, 6, and 7
Yes.
are, in the Jazz and the Mavs and the Nuggets and the Wolves and stuff like that. Like, that's who they're going to be playing. One of those teams. Those are good teams.
Absolutely.
And if you don't have Steph Curry on your squad, your chances of even getting out of that round could be difficult, Trey.
Yeah, I guess the silver lining for the Warriors is they've got a decently easy schedule for the rest of the season. I think Tankathon has them at the 19th easiest schedule remaining. Big question for me is, can he be back in time for March 28th versus Memphis Grizzlies? That could really determine the second seed in the Western Conference. You would much rather play the Timberwolves or maybe the Clippers, I think, than you would a Nuggets team that has Jokic, who's a great playoff performer, and they might be getting healthy guys back too, and Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, we shall see. But Leigh, you nailed it. Draymond said every time we get somebody back, somebody else goes out. Clay came back. Draymond had to play 1 second of that game, take a foul, right? Draymond comes back. Now Steph is out. They've played 11 minutes together in 3 seasons. Their chemistry is no problem. Yeah. That's fine. But there's a lot of new pieces around for the Warriors that need to learn to play alongside those guys if they're going to make some noise in the playoffs. So pretty bad timing for this injury. I think they'll be fine. Seeding wise, it doesn't seem likely they'll drop lower than 3rd. But man, you would really like to be ironing out your lineups here, because they've looked pretty good recently playing Steph, Clay, Poole, Draymond, and another guy. Yeah. But now they got to figure out who the other guy is and if they're going to have Steph back.
All right, let's get to some awards. Again, no MVP on this one. We've done it every second day for the last, 4 or 5 months on this show. So let's talk about some of the other ones. I also don't think we really need to do 6th man of the year, because I can't see anybody saying any other player besides Tyler Hero. Is that fair? I don't want to put words in anybody else's mouth, but 6th man of the year is locked up. We'll get to 7th man of the year later in the show. Yeah. Yes. So let's start with most improved, though. Leigh, do you have a little ballot? What are you doing here?
Yes. Look, I tried to sort of make something interesting about this, but I really couldn't get there because it's Ja Morant's award to win. Okay. Maybe Tyler Hero can come in and steal it if you sort of think Ja's too good for this award. He shouldn't, based on how this award is handed out, it should go to Ja Morant because he's improved to the point where he's in the MVP conversation. Yeah. So we're not talking about that right now. But look, the points are up to 27.5 a game. The field goal percentage, which is really nice here, 49% on 20 attempts a game. The 3-point percentage has increased. It's 34%. You'd like to see that get over 35 for Ja, but that's fine. We can live with that for now. He's young. 76% from the free throw line, and he gets to the free throw line over 7 times a game. I think that's really, really important for a young guy. He lives in the paint, and he's increasing that each season. So he's not settling for jump shots. He's still going inside and attacking. His assists actually a little bit down this year based on where he was last couple of seasons, but that's fine because he's had such a bigger impact there. And the defense has improved, and the Grizzlies have obviously far outplayed expectations to this point. They will very likely have second seed in the Western Conference going into the playoffs. So that's when they're going to be really tested. Can you live up to that hype of being a number 2 seed? We'll find out. But really, it's Ja's award. And the Memphis Grizzlies, I think, maybe even round out the ballot here, because Desmond Bane has been incredible this season, almost doubled his scoring average, and you just see the impact he's had out there on the court. And Jaren Jackson Jr., his numbers haven't really changed all that much, but I think he's in a real chance to win. He'll certainly be on the all-defensive team. He may win Defensive Player of the Year, maybe not, but his impact and just the eye test tells you Jaren Jackson's healthy. He's out on the court. He is really impacting this team on both ends of the floor. They do have now that young core that was like, can these two guys work together? Is this the future? I think the answer is absolutely, emphatically yes right now. So for me, the Memphis Grizzlies, it's going to be Ja Morant. The other guys are going to get some love there. But I think outside that, it probably is Tyler Hero as well. I don't know if a guy could win 2 awards in one season. Maybe he could. But Tyler Hero has been incredible, the leap that he's made, I think, for the Miami Heat. So it's Ja Morant's award. And after that, I don't really think anyone can take it off him. Okay, so you see it continuing, this trend of most improved, like a young guy in his 20s or mid-20s that went to the next level, and that level generally being an all-star, and then in Ja's case, even like an MVP candidate. All NBA for sure, yeah. For Ja. So yeah, he's ticking all the boxes. In basically, and I know this is your favourite part, the minutes are identical to what they've been. Right. So it's not like all of a sudden he's getting 38 minutes a game from 24. He's 33 this season. He was 32.5 last season. Yeah, our last 5 MIP winners: Julius Randle last year, Brandon Ingram the year before that, Pascal Siakam, Victor Oladipo, and Giannis.
Do you agree with the Ja Morant pick?
Yeah, it rings out a lot like Giannis Antetokounmpo because he's in the MVP conversation, but he's not going to win MVP. So I think voters are going to really enjoy ticking him as number one and the most improved player. Give him something. He has been so good. Most exciting player, if that was an award. Yes. Yep. So I think voters would be very pumped. And he does laps sort of around the field in terms of most improved. Miles Bridges is there. Darius Garland is there. Yep. You know, cute picks. Nice picks. But they ain't Ja Morant. So it's tough to get away from that. It's tough to get away from what Ja Morant, especially on the, part of it is the shock level, the surprise level that he's gotten to this point. We did not expect this. Nobody expected a superstar Ja Morant here. And those other guys, as I said, Miles Bridges, Darius Garland, no one expected them either, but it's such a large leap. It's got to be him.
Trey, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Ja Morant is going to win this for sure because he's not going to win in the MVP. So this is kind of like a junior MVP. And I think he's a fun pick and a good pick, though I will say Ja, at this stage in his career, I'm putting him ahead of Giannis when Giannis won MIP in 2017. Giannis did become an all-star the first time that season, but I don't know, Ja is going to finish in the top 5 in the MVP voting. It certainly feels like, or at least very, very close. But yeah, I think that he is the guy. I think Darius Garland is probably number 2. It's the same case as Ja Morant. Yep. They're even in the same draft. So I think that's kind of funny. And then after that, I don't know exactly who you go for a number 3. Either of the other Grizzlies is good. Bane or Jackson, Miles Bridges in the mix. Robert Williams, I think, is a pretty solid case as well. He's been able to stay on the court, not just fouling all the time, and him being unleashed defensively is really what turned the Celtics season around. And I would like to make a dumb case, if you guys are interested.
Sure.
For Spencer Dinwiddie.
Oh, whoa.
Mid-season MIP.
Yeah. Wow.
The guy's scoring 5 points per game more since going to the Dallas Mavericks, hitting game winners every single night. And he looked terrible in Washington.
Yeah.
Like, he looked almost like the problem in Washington. He gets to Dallas, and now he looks like the complete answer there. So I don't think he'll get a single vote unless they gave us a vote. I'll slide one to that. I'll slide one right there.
To Winwitty.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, sounds like everybody agreeing Ja Morant's going to run away with this. I know we talked about before, Vegas has him as the odds-on favorite to win MIP. But let's hear from everybody in the stream team or listening later, watching later. Let's hear all your picks when it comes to these awards. Okay, next one. Rookie of the Year, Tass. Really, what we're getting at is how are you ranking 1, 2, 3 between Mobley, Cade, and Barnes?
Well, yeah, I got the hots for Evan Mobley, and I think part of it is I'm going to the end of the floor. Nobody wants to talk about. No one plays defense in this rookie class like Evan Mobley because you can look at Cade and say he could be the best offensive player of the bunch, but by far and away, Evan Mobley is a special defensive talent at 7 feet, guarding everywhere. A small chance that he could make an all-defense team would be the first rook since Tim Duncan. Yeah. Now, he is worthy of that. He probably won't get there but because rookies just don't do that kind of thing. But he is so polished at that end. And it sounds like I'm making a case that the other guys, especially Cade Cunningham, is better offensively. Yeah, Cade will probably be the better long-term offensive player, but Evan Mobley is right up there when it comes to true shooting percentage, which takes into account 2s, 3s, and free throws. Basically, they have the exact same percentages, and I think he's a lot more polished than people think or people know about because he's getting a lot of defensive highlights. So he's been going all season, and I think that gets him up a little bit more, gets him more votes than Cade, and maybe Cade and Barnes take away some votes from each other because it just feels like Mobley is the unanimous number 1. And that's who I feel like will be the number 1 pick for everybody when all is said and done. He's been a little bit more polished, and Cade's start hurt him. And yeah, I think the consensus is he's been so good. He hasn't fallen off at all. And it's cool to see that a guy like Franz Wagner, I think, will finish number 4 in this race because we're watching NCAA. There's Tweet of the Night later on talking about Franz Wagner and how he had a poor showing in the tournament to finish the tournament. Didn't look like a shooter. This dude who was drafted 8 should finish top 4. And Jalen Green has really turned it on the last 6 weeks or so, shooting really well. So that's my top 5. It's Mobley, Barnes, Cade, but I'm a Barnes backer, so I guess I'll put him 2. But I got no problem putting Cade 2, and then Franz and Jalen Green are my top 5.
We fell in love with this draft class. Didn't take long because there's also, Giddey has played well. Herb Jones has played well. Bones has had his moments. Kuminga's had his moments. Şengün. There's a lot of obviously talented rooks here. But do you agree with Mobley being the rookie of the year for.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. It has been a good race. I think Scotty Barnes and Cade do have solid cases, but I think overall, from start of the season to where we are now, Evan Mobley deserves the award. He's putting up great numbers. He's shooting 50% now. Most of his shots come closer to the hoop. Cade Cunningham's kind of playing from behind because he got off to a slow start, and he's not shooting as well. He's going to be an awesome player. I have no doubt long term Cade Cunningham is going to be a multiple-time All-Star. I think he's got that talent. But I think for this award, for how it's handed out, I think it belongs to Mobley. And then I think Scotty Barnes is probably not too far behind him there. I mean, defensively, Scotty Barnes has been really, really good lately. He gets out and gets after for a big, long, athletic guy. He can cover a lot of ground there. And his numbers, like 15 points on 49% shooting, adding 8 rebounds a game. I mean...
And people didn't think he could score.
Yeah.
Like at this level. I mean, that was the knock against him.
Yeah, so it's one of the strongest and deepest classes I can sort of think of off the top of my head right now. And all of these guys have a case to be made, but I think at the end of the day, you'd probably have to give Mobley your pick.
What happens if the Raptors leapfrog the Cavs in the standings? Could that help Barnes' case to win this over Mobley? Or are you at the point where you're like, I don't care that much. It's going to be a 1 or 2 game difference.
Yeah, I personally don't care. Yeah. And usually when it comes to rookies, win-loss percentage has no impact because it's like, hey, this guy is just putting up big numbers. That's what could help a Jalen Green's case. But when you've got guys on winning teams, it's like, okay, now you need to find a separator. But if it's a game or 2, I don't think that's going to change it.
Yeah. What do you think? Who you got for ROI?
I think Mobley is the guy, but I think Barnes should finish closer than he probably will. It kind of feels to me like Mobley won this award the first month of the season, and we've stuck with it ever since because he hasn't really fallen off. That's definitely true, and the Cavs have maintained their record for the most part, though they haven't been quite as good in the second half of the season. But Barnes has been incredible since the All-Star break. 18 and 8. He scores more than Evan Mobley does. Mobley is first in rebounding amongst rookies. Barnes is third, also fourth in assists. He's just as good of a defender as Evan Mobley, just in a different way. He's first in win shares, first in VORP. I didn't do the calculations myself, but I read them.
Nice.
So I think he should take quite a few votes off of Evan Mobley, actually. It's just he's doing it a little bit more under the radar than Mobley because Mobley has been the guy since the first couple of weeks of the season.
Yeah, it's funny because on one hand, we sometimes talk about like timing is everything with these awards. So like if you do it after the All-Star break, if you do it as we start to wrap up the season, well, that's fresh in people's minds. So they're like, oh, maybe I lean towards that guy. But you're also right, Trey, where sometimes a guy comes out of the gates on fire, sort of plants his flag in whatever particular race, and then it's tough to knock the person off. And I think that sort of has happened here in Mobley's case. And it's not like he's played bad. I 100% agree with you. He's just been steady. And I think he's going to be that type of player. I guess here's a tough question, but who will have the better career of these three? Like, do you have like Cade and Barnes doing bigger and better things than Mobley, who might be like a rock defensively, might be very solid for a long time in this league, but those guys could have higher highs, or maybe I'm way off basically.
I mean, it's a little hard to obviously project that, but I love the way Cade Cunningham plays with the ball. I love his control already, his maturity he's shown so far, his ability to sort of get to his shot. He's got great ball handling skills. I think he's got very, very good IQ. He just needs some better players around him to really see if he can elevate him. I've made the Damian Lillard comparison. I don't think it's far off. I think that's where he could be. The other guys could also be incredible, but are these three guys like 10-time All-Stars that we're looking at here? Yeah, it's possible. If I could pick, though, I would probably pick Cunningham as my choice to start a franchise with.
I think Mobley is the most polished defensively, and I think even offensively, I think he's better than Barnes, and Cade is the leader of the clubhouse in terms of offense. But I think at this point, for a big to be competent offensively, to have a back to the basket game, to have a face up game, to shoot the three a little bit, to be able to put it on the floor, usually a guard is far and away better offensively, and so for him to be at this level already, I think he should be a multiple time All-Star.
Defensive Player of the Year. I'll start us off with this one. And here's the thing. Two of the best defenders in the league, they've missed too many games. Draymond Green, he's only played in 36 games, so even if he plays in, what do you say, they have a dozen left? Mm-hmm. I mean, you're sub 50, not enough. And then Bam is pretty similar too there in the Heat. Awesome defender. I love him, what he does on that end for the Miami Heat. But he's played in just 45, and I just, even again, if he plays the rest of the games out, it's just not enough when you have a bunch of other guys that have played phenomenal basketball on that end of the floor. Here's my other rule when it comes to Defensive Player of the Year. I don't know if you guys agree or not. if your team is not a top 10 like defensive unit, I think your chances of winning this are really, really difficult. Because I sometimes look at the Defensive Player of the Year almost like a team award, but it's like you were the anchor, you were the rock, you're the real reason that team is an elite defense. Again, that's just sort of the way I come about it. Now, if you implement this arbitrary rule, then that means you're taking out Rudy Gobert and Giannis, who I think a lot of people will have in the running for this award. Jazz rank 11th overall in defense, but it's no fault of Rudy's. And in fact, if anything, when he was out, you saw what happened to the Jazz defense. He missed those stretches there, big chunks there, and they were one of the worst teams defensively in the league. So he obviously has an impact, because he's a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. And the Bucks sit 14th in defensive rating, so they're middle of the pack. Again, that's not because of Giannis.
Nah.
And if anything, there's no Brook Lopez this entire year. He's just come back, and Giannis was asked to play really at a position, I guess. He's played the 5. He's asked to do more than he even did before. So, but that all said, it's I think there are other guys on elite defenses that I think will get it above those guys. So I have Mikal Bridges, who I don't think is going to win it, but is going to deserve a lot of consideration, and Marcus Smart in looking at what the Celtics are doing. You brought up Robert Williams, Trey, how great he's been. 100% agree. We talked about Al Horford. It feels like over the last couple of weeks, a lot, and what he does. But Marcus Smart is basically the miniature Draymond Green, in my opinion. He's directing traffic. He's calling all the plays, where we're switching. He can switch on to anybody. He's 6'3", but it doesn't matter. You feel comfortable when a 7-footer really gets matched up on Marcus Smart. You're he's fine. He's strong enough. He's smart enough. He'll flop. He'll goad them into something. And then he's all over the place when it comes to deflections and steals. You combine them, he's top 10. So I know we haven't had a guard win this Defensive Player of the Year since Peyton in the mid-90s.
Right.
But I think it might be in play. So I guess I have Marcus Smart at the top because the Celtics defense is the best in the league. Suns are number 2, and you can make a case for Mikal Bridges. But what do you think, Leigh?
Yeah, I mean, this is another one of those awards. How do you feel about a guy just gets out there and hustles and goes after it, or a guy like Rudy who just tends to be the backbone of a very solid defensive team? And Giannis, to me, has taken a bit of a LeBron Cavs approach. I don't have to slog my guts out on the defensive end. When it comes to playoff time, the Bucks. Yeah. And they give up a lot of threes. That's just the way that Budenholzer likes to play. But as a defender, Giannis, we saw biggest play of the season, maybe last season. He blocks that thing. So his defensive awareness, and he usually gets dunked on a few times because he's contesting shots. Yeah. He's not afraid to do it. I love that about a defensive player.
Hey, look, if you're asking me you're playing a game of 21 or you need one stop, who's the guy you're picking on anybody? Giannis is going to be probably at the top of that
exactly.
list.
Yeah.
But this is obviously a different award.
And so I'm probably leaning towards going back to the Grizzlies, who lead the league in defensive rebounds, blocks, and steals. I think those are the big 3 things, and I think Jaren Jackson is the anchor of that. And
have him on my short list.
Yeah, those other guys have solid cases. I don't think there is a clear-cut sort of dominant force like we've had sometimes, where it's Rudy's award to lose. I don't think he's going to get it this year. Maybe a bit of fatigue, maybe a bit of the Jazz haven't been as locked in as they have been in the past. So I'm going to go with what I've seen from the eye test, and Jaren Jackson leading the league in blocks. And that Memphis defense has just locked in from where it was the worst in the league. I think their defensive rating, as NBA.com has it today, is 8th in the league, which is an incredible improvement over the course of one season. Okay, Triple J for Leigh. I'm going Smart. Trey, where are you leaning with DPOY?
I think I'm leaning Giannis, to be quite honest. To me, he's the most versatile defender in the league, considering Draymond's missed 34 games. He's the guy I would want if you're saying, if you're playing 21, one guy who could guard anybody. Yeah. It's going to be Giannis. Rudy Gobert, probably my number 2. Jazz are up to number 9 defensively, and they're a top 5 defense when he plays. He's still great. And then either of the Celtics. I think they probably end up splitting some of these votes here. It seems like Robert Williams is trying to get Marcus Smart to win it. Marcus Smart's trying to get Robert Williams to win it. That's nice, but it can really hurt your votes if people are actually listening to what you're saying. So give me Giannis, Rudy, then a Celtic.
Yeah, Giannis, I don't think wins it this year just because the Bucks are such a middle of the pack team defensively. It's just hard to give it to him, I think, from the fact that they've dropped off so much. And this could be that year that a wing gets it, because the Draymond effect is he just hasn't played enough. The Jazz have obviously dropped off, being 11th. And that's why, this is one of my least favorite awards. I know I didn't have it in the rundown yesterday, and Skeets said, I'm including this thing.
I mean, why not? Now's the time to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't have the hots for this award. That's why. It's such a team. a team achievement, really.
Oh, so
when
you
go
sort
out
of
there and
you
win.
do agree with sort of my, again, arbitrary sort of rule, usually, like, you got to be one of the better teams defensively to win this.
Yes, and that's why it's so difficult to just isolate one guy. I mean, the first thing that I look at is most definitely the team achievement, the team ranking. And the thing is, it's Boston, Phoenix, Golden State, Cleveland, and Miami as your top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but a couple of those teams missing key guys for long stretches. I mean, Bam wants to be part of this conversation as well. He is a guy that is Giannis-like in his ability to cover every single part of the floor, including the rim. So that's usually where I go, as a guy who can cover every single part of the floor and the rim. And Marcus Smart and Al Horford and Mikal Bridges don't really cut that. But either way, good luck to the voters. It's not fun. It's not a fun one. I don't love this one.
Okay. And I wanted to point out, because I know Trey said the Jazz were 9th in defensive rating. I said 11th in defensive rating. Depends where you go to get your numbers. Basketball Reference has the Jazz 9th. NBA.com/stats, aka the Schumann stats, have the Jazz at 11th, and so they there's like a little bit of difference how they calculate that.
And the Grizzlies are at 7th.
There you go. See, it's okay. But I'm sticking with my top 10.
Oh, it's 7th, is it?
On your favorite site. It changes.
It changes nightly. But I think we've named all the players that are in the running here. I guess Embiid, does anybody want to include him? I feel like he's just like had such a... I mean, he's an awesome defender still.
Yeah, no, he is.
But, he's just taken to another level on the offensive end, so I don't think he's going to get a ton of these votes. But Giannis, Rudy, of course, is always in the running. Maybe you're like, I don't care how many games Draymond Green or Bam Adebayo's played. They're both awesome defenders. All those Celtics, like we said, I'm led by Smart, and then Mikal Bridges and Jaren Jackson Jr. I think those are all the names you got to name there. Anybody else?
You've actually got me thinking that maybe Draymond will finish higher than we're anticipating, because he's probably still been the best defender that's played this season. He was just out for such a long time, but he was so good defensively that the Warriors maintained a top 5 defense because they were so far ahead of the pack when he went out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's going to be tough for him to win it, having played basically half the games, but he's still good.
He's very good.
This guy still got it.
He's very, very good. Okay, final one here before we take our first break, and then we'll get to the shitty awards, as we've called them. Coach of the Year. This is not shitty. This is a great award. Trey?
It is.
No, this one's the worst.
Yeah. You wanted to talk about coach over defensive player of the year.
Absolutely. I think it's a more interesting conversation. Hey, we got good defenders. At least these guys have some stories.
Ooh,
At least the defenders play. that's
You're right, man. They do.
All right, let's do executive of the year after this one.
No, I didn't include
Who do you
that.
got?
That's the worst one.
I'd rather have a Twyman Stokes than defensive player of the year, teammate of the year.
Yeah. Who do you have for coach? So
Two
what's your
fellas
list?
tied for second.
Okay.
JB Bickerstaff with the Cleveland Cavaliers and Taylor Jenkins with the Memphis Grizzlies.
Okay.
Just like Ja Morant and Darius Garland have the same case for most improved players, exact same with JB and Taylor here. Both of these teams, the Grizzlies and Cavs, exceeded expectations. A lot of players having career years this season. Ja became an all-star, so did Darius Garland and Jarrett Allen. JJJ, he's a DPOY candidate. I probably would put Jenkins ahead of Bickerstaff, but honestly, same difference. Number one, though, to me, blowout. Monty Williams should win Coach of the Year here. By far the best record in the league. Suns are 4th in offense, 3rd in defense, 1st in net rating, according to Basketball Reference. They've got 8 more wins than the next best team. Bridges is an Iron Man. He hasn't missed a game yet this season, but the rest of the starters are going to miss at least 10 games, and it doesn't matter. The Suns have never fallen off. This seems to me the only bit of hardware they're probably going to have a chance at winning, so give it to them, because Tom Thibodeau won it last year. With the JB Bickerstaff and Taylor Jenkins case, it was the smallest margin for Coach of the Year voting since the 02-03 season, and it looks like a mistake now. I mean, the Knicks were good last year, but they completely fell off, where the Suns have had a nice run here from bubble to last season going to the finals to showing how great they actually are this season. Give it to Monty.
Yeah, they could very well have 65 wins here. Phoenix Suns, you going to Monty Williams?
Yeah, I am. I think JB early in the season had this award, but with a little bit of a slip off there, I think he's going to drop. And I think Jenkins is 2, and I got Monty as number 1 as well.
Okay.
They could win 60 plus games. They probably will. To do that without Chris Paul for the last few months or last few weeks, certainly here, I think that's really good. A really good sign here for Phoenix. They're in great shape to go certainly back to the finals anyway.
Can you make a case, your narrative talk here with Coach of the Year, for anybody else to at least be included, or do you also think it's going to go to Monty Williams?
Well, yeah, I think it goes to Monty because voters want to make up for what happened last year, as Trey said there. He was second, and the fact that he's had to deal with all of that outside noise in Phoenix this year with the whole Robert Sarver situation and the investigations going on there, and for him to be able to keep this thing steady, Freddie, it's a bit of a lifetime achievement award. This guy should win it for what he did last year combined for what he did this year. So Monty is getting it. Yeah, the other guys obviously incredibly deserving. And Jenkins, JB Bickerstaff definitely should be up there. Billy Donovan was part of the conversation for a while, but then his team has fallen off a little bit. I think there'll probably be a few votes in there for Jason Kidd, for Michael Malone, and even for Chris Finch of the Timberwolves.
What about Spoelstra?
Yeah, Spoelstra
He's never
too.
won it, I don't think. Spoelstra,
I think he'll get some votes,
case.
but I think Monty Williams, I'm with you guys, is going to be winning that one. Let's hear from everybody in the stream team, though. Let us know who you have winning all 4 of those awards. We're going to take a first break. When we come back, though, least improved. 7th man of the year.
Wow.
Mr. Temper Boy. And the most beautiful, I'm going to give it to myself, and the most beautiful shooter of the basketball. Yeah, some crazy alternative awards, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
If you're looking to get better gut health, more energy, or a stronger immune system in a really easy, natural way, you've got to check out Athletic Greens. Athletic Greens is an all-in-one solution that actually tastes good, so you can finally enjoy getting your daily vitamins. With one delicious scoop of Athletic Greens, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right. This special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging. You gotta step your adaptogen game up, people. Whether you eat keto, paleo, vegan, dairy-free, or gluten-free, Athletic Greens is lifestyle friendly. AG1 contains less than a gram of sugar, no GMOs, and no nasty chemicals. It's one simple thing you can do to take great care of yourself. It's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition with just 1 scoop of water. Wait, 1 scoop in a cup of water every day. To make it even easier, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/nodunks. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/nodunks to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
Spring is springing here in the South. It's coming. And for the Mellis household, it's that time of year when my wife and I argue about our thermostat before we go to bed. She likes it warm. I like it cool. Luckily, I have a Helix mattress that balances it all out. Helix Sleep has a quiz that takes just 2 minutes to complete and matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. Why would you buy a mattress made for someone else? With Helix, you're getting a mattress that you know will be perfect for the way you sleep and perfect for me. Helix mattresses have a special one that is great for cooling you down if you sleep hot and great for saving marriages. They have soft, medium, and firm mattresses as well. Mattresses great for spinal alignment to prevent morning aches and pains, and even a Helix Plus mattress for plus size sleepers. So if you're looking for a mattress, hit the internet. You don't gotta go to a store. You take a quiz, you order the mattress that you get matched to, and the mattress comes to your door shipped for free. You gotta pay for the bed though. You don't ever need to go to a mattress store again. And here's the offer. Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/nodunks. That's helixsleep.com/nodunks.
Finally, Liquid IV has come back to No Dunks. Welcome back, Liquid IV. One goal I have for myself this year, crush a marathon. Let's do it. We're qualifying for Boston. Let's go.
Wow.
And I'm going to be doing that with the help of my favorite hydration product, Liquid IV. 1 stick of Liquid IV in 16 ounces of water, hydrates faster and more efficiently than water alone. Stuff tastes great. I've been using it on a lot of my runs. We're talking flavors like watermelon, lemon lime, strawberry, probably my favorite, pina colada, and more. Went for a long run this last weekend, 17 miles. We're getting up there when it comes to the training. And I had this in my water bottle, the liquid IV, and it's so much better than normal water. So much better. Just that nice little taste. I had the lemon lime this last weekend. It was great. Suddenly I'm like sprinting out there because of this stuff. It contains 5 essential vitamins, B3, B5, B6, B12, and vitamin C, with 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks. Obviously huge if you're doing those long runs. It's made with premium ingredients. So grab Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco. Tass, I know you frequent a Costco.
I've seen it.
Can you grab me some next time you go?
Yeah, sure.
Or, you know what? Don't, because you can get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use the code NODUNKS at checkout. You probably can't go to Costco, show up to the cash register with your Liquid IV and go /NoDunks. Or maybe you can. I mean, we'll have to ask, but I don't think you can. So do it online. Go to liquidiv.com. Use that code NODUNKS at checkout. That's 25% off anything you order when you use the promo code NODUNKS at liquidiv.com. Experience better hydration today at liquidiv.com. Promo code NODUNKS. All right, back with the boys in the Classic Factory here on a Friday Drop podcast. We've talked about some of the real NBA awards and the races and who we like to win those, but we made up some awards as well. The shitty awards, we've called them in the doc. Alternative awards. The first one, we did most improved. Let's do least improved. Yeah, let's crap on some players. Yeah, exactly. Trey, get us started. Who's your favorite to win least improved player of the year?
I got 3 good candidates for you.
Okay.
At number 3, De'Aaron Fox. He is saving his season-long stats right now.
Yeah.
27 per game in February, 30 per game in March. You ain't fooling me, De'Aaron Fox. A decrease in scoring, assists, steals, field goal percentage, and he's shooting under 30% from 3 for the season. He was a sad boy for the first 2/3 of the season, and obviously the Kings remain the Kings. At number 2, Clint Capella. I thought this one was going to be all feel because he looks like a mummy out there. He wears like the long white underpants, and then he has tall socks that he scrunches down to his ankles, makes his feet look very heavy. But don't worry, his stats have completely dropped off as well, Leigh. 5 fewer points per game, 2 fewer rebounds per game after leading the league last season, and his blocks are down. He's going to lose his starting spot next season to Onyeka Okongwu, and he's still on the books for the Hawks until 2025. That could be a bit of an albatross there by the end of that contract. But number 1, least improved player, Kristaps Porzingis. Scoring is down, shooting is down, rebounding is down. He's under 30% from 3 this season. Missed a bunch of time again, but the main reason is that the Mavs season turned around when Porzingis was gone. His last game for Dallas was January 29th. At that time, they were 29 and 21. He hurt his knee that game, went out of the lineup, never returned for the Mavericks, was traded at the deadline. Since that January 29th game, the Mavs are 14-5. It was 100% addition by subtraction, getting rid of Porzingis, bringing in Bertans and Dinwiddie. So, to me, he's got to be least improved this season.
Okay.
Ouch.
Wow.
So Bertans is really riding off the coattails, I think, of the Dinwiddie bump there.
Slipped in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had Porzingis. Remind me who your
Capella and Fox.
Yeah. Fox. My heart on De'Aaron Fox. But fair points. Least improve. Is he missing anybody?
Well,
I'm surprised you didn't have one guy. I will say.
Well, mine goes back to the playoffs last season. Julius Randle, where he had a great season, All-Star, All-NBA. This season, now he's averaging 20 and 10 this season, but the eye test tells you it just hasn't been anywhere near as impactful as seasons gone by. Now the points is down from 24 a game last season, and the rebounds about the same. He was just over 10 a game. He's just under 10 a game right now.
Also, you can't win least improved and Mr. Temper Boy.
Oh, okay. In fact, he won most improved last season, Randall.
Yeah.
So it's maybe this is what you said though. Guys wants to win it twice. He's got to go so far down that he can come back and bounce back.
I'm putting money on Julius Randle for most improved player next year.
Field goal percentage is down to 41% or 42% if you round up there. The 3-point, which was last year, he really added that to his game. Shot it pretty well at 41%. He's down to 31% there this season. Excuse me. And even the free throws are down and the assists. Last season, he was doing it all for the Knicks. You know, we had him in the playoffs against the Hawks, and I think most of us actually took the Knicks to win that series. But in fact, that was where he first got exposed, where it was like, oh, I'm not sure this guy's a number one guy. And been a bad season. The Knicks won't make the playoffs. Unfortunately for Julius Randle, despite a 20-10 on a box score, looks great. But it's a little bit of a mirage there to see how he's been playing this season.
Okay, so Julius Randle. He still hasn't said who I thought one of you guys would say, so I'm interested to see if you do.
I won't. It's all how you look at it in terms of least valuable player, how the voter of this award looks at it. I like Trey's way of looking at it, guys who they just ain't the same. But Julius Randle fits the perfect box because he won Most Improved last year, and his numbers have bounced back to the previous year. In fact, sometimes even a little bit lower. So the fact that he is shooting, his true shooting percentage is a good way of looking at percentages. It's lower than 2 years ago and far lower than last year. But his points, jump back to 2 years ago. So it's like it's almost a perfect fit. Although, Clint Capella is that hurts here watching in Atlanta. You'd think, I mean, they signed him up. They got a good contract value for him, it felt like, and he's just kind of fallen off. And then John Collins is out, as we mentioned at the beginning of the show, for a while. This is yikes time for the team that went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. The Porzingis one, easy to kick when he's down for sure. And the De'Aaron Fox one is a good one because it's a young player that we're looking at as a guy who's gonna grow. And Randle, I guess the reason I picked Randle is because maybe he fooled us last year, and it seems like that was just a 1 year run. And maybe I thought the playoff thing really messed with him and messed with him mentally, and now New York got to him a little bit, but maybe last year was just a bit of a one-off. I think Pascal Siakam was what Julius Randle is now last year. Like Pascal Siakam was struggling last year after winning Most Improved, but he has bounced back. I don't know if Julius Randle will do that next season.
I got some other names here. Okay.
Say it, man.
I looked at it like this, too. I hate giving Most Improved to a second-year player. But when it comes to Least Improved, I got no problems. Because you should be getting better in your second year. But someone that has stagnated, hasn't improved at all, in my opinion, or very, very little, Killian Hayes with the Pistons. Now, he got hurt last night. There's a head contusion there. He took a shot, an accidental elbow from his teammate, I think it was, from Kelly Olynyk. But he's just, it's just, numbers-wise, it's brutal. There are stretches when I've seen him play recently, you're like, there's a flash. It's like, okay, it's there. You see the promise. You see why he was a high pick. But overall, this guy's averaging 6 points per game. He was averaging 7 last year. The minutes are basically identical. He shoots 36% from the floor. He can't hit a 3 to save his life. 26%. It's bad. And, he's still super young. He's only 20 years old. He will be in this league. I'm hoping at least for a long time. But I was just like, I think I had some high expectations for him, and he was injured last year, so he had that excuse, and he's got more chance to play this year in terms of games played, and he just hasn't really improved all that much. So I have to include him. Sorry. Devontae Graham for the Pelicans. He's in his 4th year, and his numbers, he was averaging 18 points per game a couple of years ago. He's averaging 12.5 now. Talk about a guy that can't shoot right now. 36%. Overall from the floor. That's not from 3. 34 from distance, and those numbers are down. And he's always been like a sub 40% shooter.
Yeah.
So that's like sort of common for him, but he has not improved. And he's now 26 years old.
Yeah.
He's been in the league a couple of years.
Old enough to remember when there was All-Star buzz around.
You love Devontae Graham. So okay, I have him. How about a guy that's like gotten worse as the season's gone on? Andrew Wiggins.
I had him on a short list.
From an all-star starter to, back to maybe what some of us have come to expect from Andrew Wiggins.
He's been worse. In the second half of the season, he's been worse than he ever was in Minnesota.
Yeah.
He's scared to go to the line right now. Like, so he won't drive in. Yeah. And, I mean, once Draymond went out and the lack of easy buckets dried up for Wiggins, it has been a struggle.
Yeah. But the guy I can't believe nobody said. Maybe you're afraid to offend him.
Westbrook.
Yeah. Russell Westbrook. How is he not the least improved? Is that the levels that this guy was at over previous years? Now he's like a 17-point per game. Talk about a guy who can't hit a free throw. He feels like he can't finish inside. I think he's taking probably too much blame at times for the Lakers' piss-poor season, but he's been bad. Very bad.
Yeah,
so I got him.
No, it's a good one. I sort of overlooked it because the Lakers have been just such a disaster, and I do think that it's like, okay, just dump it all on Westbrook. But Yeah, it hasn't been a good fit and bad. I mean, it's more on Rob Pelinka, really, I think. He's built a bad team there in Los Angeles, bringing old guys, washed-up guys, and expecting them to gel. I don't know how he saw a Westbrook-LeBron fit. I just didn't see it, and it's played out that way. But feel a bit bad for Westbrook because, he's done some things that had not been done in this league before. He's absolutely having a terrible season, but everyone just sort of piling on him all the time feels a little bit like there's more blame to go around there in Los Angeles than just on
Yeah, I get it. It's
Westbrook.
just weird to see 17.9 points per game beside Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's been a 23, 24, 25, up to 30, basically a point per game scorer. He hasn't had this low since his second year in OKC.
Yeah.
It's a long, long time ago.
Yeah, but to me, it's not least improved. It's just less opportunity, less shots. He's shooting less. He could get to those numbers and be a Washington Wizards mediocre team like last year. That's not what you want if you're trying to win a championship like the Lakers. But it's just,
It's a different
It's
role.
what
Don't
Russ
get me wrong.
is.
He's
This is
playing
what
beside
Russ is.
LeBron. Yeah. Well, I've got him in the mix. Sorry.
No,
He's got to be
definitely.
on there. That's a fun one, though. Anybody else that you wanted to slip in there? Well, we get more and more people upset that we've included. I'm sure I'll get some blowback on Killian Hayes, Devontae Graham.
Killian Hayes can play defense. That's what they're saying in the
Hayes.
stream team. I'll tell you who was upset about this. Me. Because I looked at the doc this morning. You guys took all the other fake awards. So I had to come in as the hater of the day on these least improved players.
Next one here. 7th man of the year. We all agreed Tyler Hero's winning 6th man of the year. So who is the 7th man of the year? This is actually sort of difficult when I was trying to well, how many minutes does that guy have to play? Does that mean there has to be, of course, a guy ahead of him in the rotation that generally gets more burn off the bench? So I couldn't ultimately pick one, but I'm going to throw some nominees at you guys. Let's hear what you think. 2 sort of honorable mentions for 7th man of the year. JaVale McGee on the Phoenix Suns. He's been really, really solid.
Yeah.
It's been awesome. I mean, I know anybody that plays for the Phoenix Suns feels like they're awesome at this point with the Suns machine and the Monty Williams machine that they're running out there, but a little love for JaVale McGee. And Brandon Clark on the Grizzlies, too. Limited minutes, but good old Canadian boy gets it done there and has been, really helped out the Grizzlies record. But my 2 guys I got sort of neck and neck. Is Kevin Love a 7th man?
Ooh, good one.
I think he is, especially now. Karis LeVert is their 6th man.
Yeah.
Now that he is there, it may be a little dicey. Chetty Osman coming off the bench a lot too. So I think I'm fine putting Kevin Love as a 7th man. He's averaging 14, 7, and 2 in 22 minutes per game off the pine.
Yeah.
Good. Very, very good.
Good.
And then if I have him 1B, I probably have this guy 1A. So I guess I'm ultimately going with Max Strus
Aha.
Good one.
as my 7th man of the year. Averaging 11 points per game. In limited minutes off the Heat bench, but his shooting splits 44, 41, and 77. I mean, it's an efficient scorer in, again, sort of spot minutes. A tip of the cap, I guess, to Gabe Vincent and Caleb Martin, too.
Yep.
You can sort of interchange these guys, but I think Max Strus sort of, he's even closed games over Duncan Robinson and stuff like that, so he's my 7th man, but some love to Kevin Love, McGee, and Brandon Clark as well, Tess.
Love the Max Strus pick. It's sort of the Miami Heat's award to lose because they play so many guys, and I'm kind of concerned with what they're going to do in the playoffs. If Victor Oladipo is going to get more minutes than Strus, who's shooting over 40% again from 3. The guy is friggin' money. And yeah, he can win you games, sort of like what Duncan Robinson is in the starting lineup. But yeah, Strus has been hot and been hotter than Duncan Robinson this season. A guy who's got 8 letters in his name, always going to cheer for that, and a legit 8 letters in his name. His parents named him Max Strus by every website on the internet. There ain't a middle name, there ain't a longer first
It's not
name.
a
His name's
Maxwell?
not a Maximilian, it's not a Maxwell, it's not a Strusel, but it is a Max Strus. And yeah, we both we kind of look alike. We both currently have 8 letters in our forms of our names. So yeah, we're buds.
Oh, yeah.
We're buds. Yeah. I don't, but today and the last few years I have. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the teams that go deep on the bench that are going to win this beloved award.
This made-up award.
The 7th, 8th, and 9th, and the Cavs have had to do that. So yeah, Kevin Love, he's up for it as well.
Who do you have, Trey? Anyone else?
I actually love the Brandon Clark pick. He's somehow 10th in minutes on the Grizzlies. I don't know how that's possible. He's forgotten how to shoot threes completely, but he just dunks every time.
Yeah.
He plays next to JJJ. He plays next to Steven Adams. When he plays next to JJJ, the Grizzlies look awesome, so I love that pick. Couple more what about this guys I would throw in. Maxi Kleber, a little bit longer name. He's a seventh man who had to become a sixth man. Basically, when Tim Hardaway went out for the season, I think Brunson got bumped up to the starting lineup, which put Kleber into the sixth-man role. He's a part of the Mavs closing lineups, and he's like a major X factor for them. To me, and the other guy I would have is Grant Williams, who is sixth in minutes on the Celtics, but only ninth per game. So I'm willing to count it.
Yeah, okay.
Solid defender, 43% from three. What about that guy?
Good additions to the seventh man of the year. This is true sicko shit here.
It really is. And Brandon Clark just feels like he catches oops non-stop when he gets out there. Gives him all that great energy. He's got the great ponytail. But I'm going with Kevin Love because it's been such a resurgent year from him. He's been really, really invaluable for them coming off the bench and accepting that role, adapting that role, getting out there, firing away those threes. The bench loves it. The Cavs, for 75% of the season have been really, really impressive, and a big part of it is him. I remember, I think it was just last season where he sort of slapped the ball away and he looked like he was like pouting his way out of
Sounds
Cleveland.
like a Mr. Temper Boy sort of.
Sure does. But I think it's been really good to see, and I think that sort of stuff does rub off on younger players where it's like, yep, I was down, but I've come back and this is how to be professional.
Okay.
I love the Brandon Clark pick too because he was down last year. You could have voted him as least valuable player or least improved player last year. He fell back in year two, but he's established himself as he knows what he is, and it doesn't seem like he'll ever be out of a rotation again. He's just solid at the Duncan, man. Did you see Grant Williams? He's doing his thing as the 3-and-D type guy. Big Baby Davis was on the Celtics broadcast, and he says, "Oh, I love Grant Williams. He is what I always thought I could be." It's interesting. I mean, I don't see the two. I see body shape, I guess, somewhat similar.
Big Baby, he's Big Baby with a 3-point shot?
Yeah, the 3-point shot. Where's the baby 3-point shot? Never had a 3-point shot.
Yeah, I guess he's saying I would have stretched it out if I was playing in today's game because they got matching boosters, that's for sure.
It's not like Big Baby played when Joe Dumars played. I mean, he played.
That's true. That's a good point.
So instead of Baby Jordan, we've got Baby Big Baby.
All right, our next
Uncle
award,
Baby.
Mr. Temper Boy, we're calling it.
Nice.
Yeah, where are you going with this task? Because obviously this is open to interpretation.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
I mean, I threw out Julius Randle as a possibility. I think he would have to be. Wasn't he giving middle fingers to his own crowd?
Yeah.
Telling him to shut the hell up?
Sounds like the definition of a temper boy. I went a little bit more on the court in terms of temper because Luka Doncic yells at the referees probably more than anybody, I think. He talks to the refs. He leads the league in technicals.
Yeah.
So that really helps out his case. One of his nicknames is Wonder Boy. Temper Boy, not that far off.
Add it to the basketball reference nickname part.
Yeah, the Temper Boy, Wonder Boy is on there. The Ringer had that Wonder Boy tune that they sung for Luka Doncic. They could easily sing a Temper Boy tune to that as well. And if you remember, this is going way back. It feels like 6 months ago is 16 years ago. But at the beginning of the season, The Athletic had that article about the front office and how it's sort of fallen apart in Dallas and how it's splintered and how Luka Doncic at some point was on the floor during the bubble and Bob Voulgaris, then an employee of the Dallas Mavericks, told Luka to calm down, and Luka got really pissed at that. Now, Bob Voulgaris disputes that, but it just fits this. Like if we had a nice little montage, go back to that. Like this is Luka he's got the reputation of having a temper. So yeah, the text really sealed it for me.
Okay.
Leading the league.
Yeah, that's a fun trivia question. Maybe Tass has seen the list. Hopefully you haven't. Can you tell me the top 5 in technical foul leaders this year? Luka number 1. He has 15 overall. Who else would you say is on the list?
Pair teammates coming up next.
Yep. Think of a team that's had a frustrating year.
Oh, yeah.
Very frustrating. We talk about them a lot for a team that sucks.
Oh, Utah.
No, sucks.
His worst year since his rookie year.
Yeah.
I just got done talking about
one of the greatest
you said,
ever. Maybe the greatest ever.
It could be least improved.
Least improved. That
The
guy.
New York Knicks.
No.
No, the other team we were talking about.
Also a big market.
They're in California.
Okay, yeah.
Two top 75 players all time.
Yeah.
LeBron and...
no, not LeBron.
Westbrook.
Yes. Who else is on that team that's top 75?
Dwight.
No, he's
No,
not.
of course he's not. Is he? Oh, Carmelo.
There it is.
Yeah. The old dudes in the gym.
all-
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
14 techs off the bench
That's
for Melo.
amazing.
That's
yeah,
impressive.
That is. Then we have a guy that just had a dominant performance over like the last week, like an incredible game.
Towns.
Towns, yeah, 14. And then two guys in the Eastern Conference. They met in the playoffs last year. You were at one of the games, maybe 2, 3 of the games.
So
And they're star players.
Embiid.
Yep, and
Trey Young.
There you go. Those guys, all that we listed, have 13 or more technical fouls.
Jokic not in the amongst the medals there. I thought he would have been in the on the
Don't
podium.
even, don't even see him.
Nah, he's
there.
got only like 7 technicals this season.
Really?
A pretty low number, because I actually had him on my
Yeah,
Temper
8,
Boy
yeah.
list as well, because I think he makes the angriest faces in the
Oh,
league.
yeah.
Like he had that in the game against the Sixers, he had that weird floater. He thought he got fouled, and he just looked like nobody has ever been as angry as Nikola Jokic was, running back down the court. And, of course, he knocked Markieff Morris out of the season for 40 games because he got upset.
Yeah.
So I think that's a strike against him. Another guy I would throw in the mix, just because I thought it was hilarious looking at the tech foul leaders. DeMarcus Cousins has 11 technicals in 36 games.
Wow.
He's played 563 minutes. That's 1 every 51 minutes. That's like a Rasheed Wallace kind of pace.
Yeah.
That's the most unbreakable record in NBA history right now.
Yeah.
41 techs in a season. But if Boogie could play like a full game, he would blow that away, I think.
Wow. Good catch.
I thought Carmelo would be the leader in techs per minute coming off the bench,
It's-
but nope.
It's DeMarcus.
It's got to be DeMarcus.
Is there anyone else that you have? to
No,
this
no one
list?
else I have. No. Just trying to think of angry guys. I mean, Rudy Gobert's an angry guy. You know?
Yeah.
He's always looking kind of pissed, and you know, him and Luka throwing the ball and at each other and stuff like that. Rudy's he's a temper boy.
Speaking of like angry faces, JD, could you give me a solo real quick, just so we could grab a screen grab of me getting angry and it's saying Mr. Temper Boy? That might be something
Yeah.
we would just want to have. So if you, there's something there we can grab, I'm sure. Okay, final one. Most beautiful shooter of the basketball.
What a great award this is.
Who put this in? You?
Yeah. I know. Maybe we should have gone with like ugliest shooter of the basketball for this awards. You know, Saban Leigh would probably be in there. He's sort of got that.
Hey,
Yeah, he's got a bit of a rough look. You know, Plumlee would be in there as well, but it's not. It's the most beautiful shooter,
Yeah, okay.
aka the Bradley Beal Award, because he's still got the most beautiful mechanics. I haven't seen all that much of them this season, but mechanically he's just gorgeous to watch.
Better than Clay.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree. Devin Booker also.
Well, so
Okay.
there's some of the nominees here. You've got Devin Booker. Devin Booker just looks so smooth.
Yeah.
You know, from the tippy toes to the end of the fingers, it just flows.
Right.
That's how
I
that's
don't
how you
see your
shoot.
tippy toes.
That's how it starts. It starts with your tippy toes.
Yeah, it
ends
starts with your
fingers.
legs, for sure.
Yeah. So he looks beautiful. The Bogdanovic bros, even though they're not bros, both of them. Bogdanovic. His shot looks so beautiful. It's not really falling all that well for him, but it's so gorgeous out of his hands.
Do results matter? Or are you just going
Really?
mechanics? Fine, I like it.
Yeah,
Sure.
Quentin Grimes, beautiful shooter of the basketball. I like him. I like his
We've gone
mechanics.
too deep.
I like his mechanics. But ultimately, it's a tie.
Quentin Grimes is one of the
He's
most
got a beautiful. He's
shooter
got
of the
beautiful.
basketball.
He's got
Amazing.
beautiful mechanics. Watch him. Check him out.
I believe you.
But I'm going with a tie, and it's the two Brooklyn Nets bros. It's Kyrie and KD. I mean,
I have KD.
Yeah, when Kyrie's got it going, like he has got mechanically the most sound mechanics. It's just beautiful the way he rises up. He can always get that shot off. It always looks good. And then Kevin Durant, that big three-pointer we were talking about the other night that gave them Nets the lead. I mean, just so gorgeous to watch. And then the way it went in, it hits the net. It just rips the twine there. It's beautiful.
Nice.
So I'm going with the Nets duo as the top two.
Okay. Anyone you would like to add to his list?
Why am I going to mess with the Masters list? We got a Saban Leigh shout out. That one shocked me. Seeing Saban Leigh.
Hey, what about Desmond Bane?
Oh, I like his, yeah.
Compact.
Yeah. He is. He's a very
But I think it's
muscly
nice.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Packed in there like that.
But that's nice with your mechanics.
Very nice.
Right?
Very nice. Yeah. And I like a guy like Desmond Bane who's like, give me that ball, I'm firing away. And he's shooting it pretty well this season. So I like the confidence in that stroke.
Okay. Trey, anyone he's missing?
I didn't have very many notes for this either, because I just knew Leigh was going to say beautiful and gorgeous for 3 minutes. My only question, We've had this Just Egg ad read off the top of the show this week, and you mentioned that you put beautiful barbecue sauce on your scrambled Just Eggs.
Yeah.
What's the most beautiful barbecue sauce out there?
Hey, look, this is not an ad.
I know the sweetest.
But I came up with this big green egg barbecue sauce, and it's got just a nice amount of spice and sweetness without it being overbearing in either one. Barbecue sauce can really change everything, in your meal. Put it on a pizza.
Not an ad.
What?
Put it on a pizza. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, bro. You're preaching to the choir.
Yeah, it's
I love
great.
barbecue
It's great. So that's what I'm rocking right now. But I do like going to Publix. These days, barbecue sauce, it's in right now. It's in. You can get it. It's having a moment for sure. You think so? Yeah.
Bigger moment this summer, I bet.
Yeah, I thought when I went in there, it'll be a couple of choices. There's like multiple barbecue sauces out there. Now you want your sweet, your spicy, your smoky, your honey mustard type, your southern, your deep southern. We're in the south. Yeah. You can't go wrong.
Deep southern barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
All right. So, and what is your favorite brand? You don't even.
Well, I'm rocking the green egg right now.
It's
green
already
egg
that's what it's
barbecue
called.
sauce.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
they're in the
Yeah,
barbecue
yeah, yeah.
sauce game. I didn't.
Yeah,
know
they're in
that.
anything you can put on the grill. They've got it. They've got it. Trust me. They've even got this little thing you can put on top of your egg. So if it's raining, you can still have it open at the top, the vent open, so water's not gonna go in. It's like a rain shower.
Well, why are you eating outside in the rain?
No, I'm not
You don't
eating
need
outside, but if you're smoking something
kidding.
out and it's raining, you can still put it out there. So
I was joking that you were eating your eggs in the rain and
no,
you had
no,
a little
no.
umbrella
Haven't had
for that,
eggs
but
on
you're
the big
talking
green
about
egg.
your barbecue thing.
Yeah.
So you're
Eggs on the
smoker.
big green
yeah,
egg.
yeah. Had French toast on it though last week. Ooh,
You're making French toast
That's
on
crazy,
your
man.
green egg.
I am. I am.
Just some gorgeous syrup. The most beautiful banana slices.
That seems like a lot of work.
It's not. You're preparing it the same. You put the skillet in there. Boom, boom.
For breakfast or for dinner?
Brunch.
So you're lighting the barbecue
Yeah.
to have brunch.
Well, but it's not just French toast. We're cooking all sorts of stuff.
But you
out there.
don't eat bacon.
No, I don't eat bacon. We got the plant-based burgers, which are really great. These are Beyond ones. They're
You're eating
juicy.
burgers for brunch.
Brunch, yeah. Why not? It's not that crazy.
Brunch.
I feel like if I told you I was eating a burger for brunch, you would say, "What? That's crazy." But when you
Come on
do it,
round,
it's
man.
like,
Come
yeah.
on round. You can have them on the egg. They're great.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, Tass has tweet of the night. We do have our pick 'em results. We'll make our picks for tonight and some rapid fire fun because this is the Drop Podcast. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, here's a live ad read for you.
Okay.
I was clicking around the Masterclass website this morning on the quest for Inspirado for today's live ad read. And the thing that caught my eye today, Nancy Cartwright teaches voice acting. Straight up Bart Simpson.
Oh, that's who that
cool.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teaching a class? I hate school. Wild stuff.
Don't have a cow, man.
Eat my shorts, Leigh. It made me think, could I be a voice actor?
Sure.
Probably not, to be quite honest. Like, I think it's funny enough that I talk for a living.
Yeah, me too.
I would say after my wide hips, my voice is one of my least favorite things. Wide hips, number one, voice number two. But if I ever wanted to try a career as a voice actor, I'd start with Nancy Cartwright's course on Masterclass. Because with Masterclass, you can learn from the world's best minds, anytime, anywhere, and at your own pace. With over 100 classes from a range of world-class instructors, that thing you've always wanted to do is closer than you think. You can get unlimited access to every masterclass and 15% off an annual membership by going to masterclass.com/nodunks today. That's masterclass.com/nodunks. Terms apply.
Cowabunga.
This morning, my 4-year-old child was sitting at her mini breakfast table, scarfing some Lucky Charms, and I asked her to make my pick'em game selection for me. I said, who is going to win? The Detroit Pistons or the Miami Heat? She proclaimed, the Miami Heat! Then, she farted. And she said, oh, my butt said no. So, I said, great. Because I didn't want to pick the Miami Heat. I'm picking the Detroit Pistons. Sometimes you need help, finding what you want to say from an outside source, and that's where Grammarly comes in. It doesn't fart for you, but Grammarly is more than a spelling and grammar checker. It's an all-in-one writing tool that allows you to clearly and effectively communicate your ideas. Grammarly's free and premium features can save you time and give you the confidence of knowing your writing is professional. Grammarly helps you strike the right tone. You need to go informal, you're talking to friends. Sometimes you got to get professional. What I like is Grammarly Premium's full sentence rewrites, because I can get stuck. Sometimes if a sentence isn't great, I try and correct one part of it. Oh, this is where it is. This is where it is. But no, I just need a whole jumble. I need a whole restart, and Grammarly Premium does those whole sentence rewrites I like. Get through those emails and your work quicker by keeping it concise, confident, and effective with Grammarly. Go to Grammarly.com/NoDunks to sign up for a free account. And when you're ready to upgrade to Grammarly Premium, get 20% off for being our listener. That's 20% off at GRAMMARLY.com/NoDunks.
Okay, back here in the Classic Factory. Time for Tweet of the Night.
Tweet of the night. Wow.
Twitter. Not just a tweet. Tweets about the NCAA tournament. Of course, I had to. We've got 4 tweets. 2 first from our friend Mark Deeks. Your annual reminder that college basketball players do not play harder. They just make it look harder because they're not as good. Damn, Mark Deeks! And he continued, quote, stay in school and learn how to play the game in an inefficient way that will put you in roles you will never look good in, and which does no one's individual ability any favors. Damn, Mark Deeks!
Damn, Deeks!
Oh, yeah. They play hard because they make it look hard, says Mark Deeks. I like that.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. Just pure. But great scout Mike Schmitz also noted that, listen, don't just judge a guy by the one game that he had in the NCAA tournament, because he could turn out to be an NBA player. He said, quote, I remember Herb Jones, current Pelican, going 2 for 7 from the free throw line and 0 for 3 from 3 in last year's tourney loss to UCLA. Turns out he still found a way to be a good NBA player. Moral of the story, don't sell stock on a prospect just because they struggle in one NCAA tournament game. And he goes on.
Great call.
Not just Herb Jones. Franz! He's going to finish top 5 in the Rookie of the Year voting. Remember when Franz Wagner went 1 for 10 from the field, 0 for 4 from 3, in an NCAA tournament loss to UCLA, including a big air ball? Trey's nodding away. You remember that one?
I do remember that.
He's been one of the best rookies in the NBA this year while shooting a solid 36% from 3. Stay the course. Schmitz knows his stuff.
Good.
So it's good. It was nice little reminder. And that's why with the single elimination, yeah, you could have a bad game.
Of course.
Of course. Io DeSunmu had a really bad game in the NCAA tournament last year. They were one of the best teams in college basketball. He just could not handle the ball. It's part of the reason he ended up dropping to the Bulls in the second round. I kind of think, if you, on the biggest stage, like, people are going to kind of overrate and overanalyze those performances, but it's just one game. Even James Harden way back, like, he had a terrible tournament, and people are like, oh, this guy's nothing. He's a top 75 NBA player now.
Yeah, someone tweeted the other day, like, one of the owners or some of the owners are just like, they see a guy play 1 or 2 good games or bad games, and they're like all in or all out. And the scouts hate it because it's like, we've been scouting this guy for like 3 or 4 years at most point. We know more intel on him. Yes, he had a bad or a great game, but let's not jump in too quickly for it.
That's a good point. How much were you watching a lot of college ball yesterday? I felt like some tweets were flying.
Not a lot. No.
Okay.
I didn't
see a single second yesterday. That's why I was asking. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. The Iowa game, killer. Got cheering for Georgia State.
Oh, right.
Against the Zags. Thought there was a chance. As we started tweeting around, oh, you're watching this game? 10 minutes left. They're within 2. I think that's what it was. I don't think they scored for the next 8 minutes. But in that game, Chet Holmgren sort of getting back to Mark Deeks and him saying these guys make it look harder because they're just not as naturally gifted. A lot of these guys, 95% of these guys don't go on to the NBA. Chet Holmgren, 7-footer, had 7 blocks, looks like he's got all the skills in the world, but he kind of does make it look harder just because he kind of is a little bit awkward. I'm just intrigued by what he's going to be in the NBA. He can handle, he can pass, but sometimes he looks super awkward, and maybe that's because he's 7 feet tall and under 200 pounds.
That's a skinny guy.
But he can do some stuff. Again, as I said, 7 blocks, had some nice dishes. Talented dude. Can't wait to see him.
Pick'em results from last night. It was the only game on, so we were picking it like the degenerates that we are. Pistons in Orlando. Orlando was favored by 3.5. Now, again, a lot of guys were missing this one from both teams, but in the end, Detroit straight up hits the money line, and Trey had it right. Win for you. Everybody else takes the L, so Tass falls to 8-5. I fall to 6-7. Trey's there with me now. Leigh, you're 5-8. Okay, so you're still in last place. What's tonight's game?
Forget the NCAA tournament. We got a barn burner. The Dallas Mavericks going to Philadelphia? Yes. Looking forward to that. Nothing on national TV. ESPN staying the heck away from. Oh, there's an NBA TV game. There's a couple NBA TV games. Do we count those as national TV? Sometimes we do. Sometimes we don't.
Right.
The Mavs 76ers on League Pass. 2.5-point favorites at home for the Philadelphia 76ers. Skeets and Trey think that the Sixers will take care of those hot Mavs coming in to Philly. Leigh, you like the Mavs as well as I do.
So, the real doodah bowl tonight, isn't it? Tyrese versus Kleber.
Maxey versus Maxey.
Oh, man. I have to think about that one for a second.
I only took Philly, I'll be honest, because I thought this line was weird.
I would have thought
I
Mavericks.
was like, how are the Mavericks not favorites in this game? But that's why I'm taking Philly. They always know something, Trey.
If Dinwiddie hits another game winner tonight, I'm going to be pretty upset. Come on.
But why would you think the Mavs would be favored?
They've been playing way better than Philly has.
Yeah. I mean,
we haven't seen anything from the Sixers against good teams really yet, so I was just shocked.
Yeah, they have similar records, so they're within half game of each other. I understand. Yeah, us watching it, we see that the Sixers aren't playing extremely great basketball, but they've been winning since James Harden's got there. But yeah, they lost to the Heat.
Yeah.
They lost to the Nets, obviously.
They just haven't beaten really anyone
Nuggets.
of note yet, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I just thought Dallas would be favored. Like a small line, but in the end, Philly at home, Friday night. And I'm backing them, along with Trey.
Friday.
Here we go. Friday.
Let's hope that we get this pick right.
Excellent. I can't believe we didn't make the game Grizzlies Hawks, so heading down to the Fortress with my man Leigh tonight.
Yeah.
Standing room only.
Of course, the only way to watch a game these days.
Standing.
Yes. Can't wait. I'm going to order my flatbread after the show so I get it just before the third quarter starts. Or maybe the fourth quarter starts. Yeah.
Got him.
What are they making it on a green egg?
Probably.
Bring your green egg down.
Imagine that. I'll just reel it in there. Do you guys mind if I
We're standing by the grill the whole time?
That would make it for a fun trip, though, wouldn't it? Like people just lining up and you're cooking them
Just while we're watching the game. So here's the thing.
Standing.
The only reason we're going down, let's be honest, we wanted to see Ja Morant. Once again, I wanted to see him again in person. Obviously went to the Memphis game. You didn't go to that one. So is he playing? He's a game time decision.
Sources say he's very likely to play.
Okay. But you do realize what we have to do. You have to get a Grizzlies jersey, Ja Morant jersey, a Grizzlies hat.
Yeah.
We have to make a sign that says Ja Morant for MVP.
Yeah.
And you got to put some glitter on it.
Oh, wow.
And bring some onions. Bring some onions for the green egg.
And then
so you can cry your eyes.
That's exactly right. And then if Ja Morant doesn't play, we need you to freak out. I'll pretend you're my son. And I'll say, this, as the thunder hits here in Atlanta, we got a storm coming, that you were so excited to see Ja Morant. It's the only time you can see him this year. And then you freak out, you cry, a little tantrum. And then I'll get some free tickets or something from Jersey out. Okay?
Yeah, I'm not afraid to lower myself down to being a grown man trying to cry to get free tickets to watch a 21-year-old go out and do his thing.
Okay. Come on, man. It'd be very funny, though.
Yeah.
Drove 20 minutes to see Ja Morant.
Oh, it's great.
Even though I saw him before the pandemic, that was the last game. But times have changed.
I really want to do this. Like, I almost don't want him to play tonight's game, so we can lean into this bit, so we can go viral with you crying like the Warriors girl. But anyway, it sounds like he's going to play.
Yes.
Okay. So that's tonight down to the Fortress. Say hi to your boys.
Can't wait.
Say hi to your boys, and hey, maybe come grab a burger off us. We'll have the green egg fired up there over in standing room only section.
I mean, they've got those little green eggs. You could probably smuggle that one in, couldn't you?
Let's try.
JD, would you allow that if we filmed Leigh crying at the game? Would you allow that to be aired on Monday because you're so unimpressed? with that situation?
I would allow it.
It'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Of course. And we'd get him out on the court, too.
You think I was hard on that little girl? Wait till I give a Leigh the what for.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's wrap up this Drop podcast with a little rapid fire fun. Tass, you got the questions this week.
First one. Marcus Smart's body rolled into the ankle of Steph Curry this week. We had a debate about whether or not it was a dirty dive on Thursday's show, but that's not what we're here for right now. Let's feel like kids and get a little silly here. Tell me about the last time your body physically rolled. It's a fun feeling, Skeets.
I think this is... You always outdo yourself, Tass. And this, to me, now is the new craziest rapid-fire question of all time.
Come on, it's a good feeling. I can't wait for these stories.
I read it to Nora last night. I said, this is the question. And I said, and then guess who wrote it? I said, tell me about the last time your body physically rolled. She's like, well, that was Tass. And what does that mean? I mean, I guess the obvious answer is rolling out of bed.
Boo, don't tell me that.
But I'm not going with that.
Good.
I'm going with something that you'll hate even more. The post-run foam roller.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not rolling around on the ground, but I am rolling my body, stretching those IT bands.
When you said to me you had I was excited for your story because in Slack you said, this is a crazy question, but I've got an answer to that. The answer you had was a foam roller?
Yes.
I expect that.
But what are you expecting? Yeah, okay, let's get the answers.
Leigh, what do you got?
Honestly, in all honesty, I've actually got it on video because it happened to me. It happened to me last year in Turks and Caicos. Check it out.
Is this a sound up, Leigh? You never really...
Well,
anyways,
He's too busy making brunch.
Now we're watching Leigh on the beach.
Yeah. Okay, well, yeah.
We're playing.
There's a roll. He did roll.
Sort of.
Yeah, he lost his footing.
Yeah. I mean, that's a clean 360.
Yeah, you rolled.
Didn't fake it for the kids either. Lost my footing in the water.
In the sand?
Yeah.
Nice video touch.
Acceptable?
Oh, yeah. I'm taking it.
That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what Trey has. I'm expecting a hill, perhaps, rolling down a hill with the kids, something.
I don't know. I think Leigh's going to probably take this one because I was unsure if you meant like doing a body roll, like...
Move your
body,
thought
girl.
about that too.
I've been dancing the Gangnam Style a lot, but I went with a physical rolling.
Okay.
Skeets rolls out of bed.
Yeah.
I roll into bed.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sprint down the hallway, dive in like I'm sliding into third. Straight onto my back.
Nice.
See you in the morning. I tell you, every night I go to sleep, I dream about going from first to third on a single to right field. Like, I think it would be so much fun to just sprint like the 180 feet and slide into third base that I gotta kind of replicate it a little bit.
Yeah. You're gonna need a foam roller.
Definitely.
Very nice. We got a nice little open and close, out of bed, into bed.
Wow. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. The Memphis Grizzlies are easy to cheer for in part because they're always cheering for each other. For instance, John Morant took to Twitter this week to proclaim Jaren Jackson Jr. should be Defensive Player of the Year. But what about you? Who is someone you're cheering hard for right now, Skeets?
I got two. Hate to stick with the running angle, but our guy Jared Dent, he's running the Boston Marathon this April. That's like we're like a month or less away. So cheering for Jared to put down a crazy time in his first Boston. He had qualified before, but then Boston kept getting obviously canceled because of COVID reasons. So he's there.
Did he have to requalify?
He did.
Oh, damn.
And did it. So I'll be cheering for Jared, following him on the app. Hopefully he does Heartbreak Hill better than I did when I ran it. So, cheering for him.
Question. Is he running with the water bottle in hand move?
Great question. Probably not because there's a bunch of obviously water stations and stuff like that. Yeah, he won't be having to do that. Then the second one is, just to slip it in here, a little no buffs plug. I'm cheering for Omar, Canadian.
Nice.
To win Survivor 42. That was my pick. Of course, he's Canadian. Let's see Canadians go back to back. So I'll be cheering for him and the Go Train Alliance. Him and Marianne. Did you hear about this task? Yeah, there's a Go Train Alliance. We're calling it.
GTA. Yeah. Oh, it's perfect.
Which has not been confirmed yet. That's just our theory.
It's our theory.
We're calling it the Go Train.
What is he? Whitby or
he's Whitby,
and then she's Ajax. Yeah.
And the one goes Go Train stop apart from one another. So we're calling it the Go Train Alliance.
Yeah. GTA. Wow, that's really good. Okay, I love it.
All right, Leigh.
Yeah, a friend of ours, family friend of ours, their son won the Atlanta Spelling Bee competition. He's now going on to represent the state or Atlanta in the state championships.
Wow.
Fourth grader. him and another girl from our school gone there to do it. So I'm pulling for both of those guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
What type of words are we talking about here? Did you go watch
No,
it?
I didn't. No. I just saw it in the newsletter that he won.
Newsletter. Can you use that in a sentence?
Yeah. That's probably one of the words. Yeah.
NEWS. Yeah, it might be.
Yeah.
Okay.
So pulling for him.
I still remember I went out on the word monstrosity
Ooh.
in 3rd grade.
Oh, so these are real words
Wow.
here.
Third.
These are real words.
It's a lot more difficult than newsletter.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're young.
No, it was in-
monstrosity
yeah.
and newsletter, probably similar.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I got monstrosity.
Yeah, I
a
might
level
screw that
above.
up right now.
I'm like, after talking about it, I'm like,
What's happening here?
C-I-T-Y or
see?
S-I-T-Y?
Oh, that's S. That's
S-T-R-O-S-I-T-Y.
correct.
Ding.
All right.
No, the bell goes off when you get it wrong.
Oh, right. It doesn't go off at the end? Oh, just nothing?
It's just silence.
It's nothing
Yeah,
if you
that's
get
true.
it right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you got it right.
Right. I can take
A
those
monstrous
fourth
city.
graders.
Could have been a C.
Right.
All right, Trey, who are you cheering for?
Well, here's another plug. The Formula One season starts today. Technically, they're testing right now. I guess Ferrari is looking good, but I'm not cheering for them. I want Lewis Hamilton to win. I want Lando Norris to win a race this season. And I'd like to see Mick Schumacher get some points this year. But the person I'm really cheering hard for today specifically, we're riding grand hard, Leigh. Loyola Chicago versus the Ohio State Buckeyes, the dastardly Buckeyes. We need to see the Ramblers take them down.
Oh.
The Ramblers.
Let's go, Granny. Sister Jean.
Let's go, Grant. Did you say Lando Norris or
Yep.
Lando Norris? That's a good name.
Land
Yep.
O'Norris.
Oh, okay.
No, Lando.
Okay, damn it. Because it could have been a Lando
Norris.
All right. Last one here. Giannis Antetokounmpo celebrated Austin 316 Day by getting dressed like Stone Cold and having a post-game beer. Well, he had a sip of a post-game beer. He had a sip of a Coors Light, and that's all he could take because he finds it revolting. He said, quote, "That's nasty." What's a beverage most people like, but you find disgusting, Skeets?
Quickest answer I've ever had for a rapid fire question. Bubble tea.
Yeah.
Okay. Good answer.
Bubble tea.
Yeah, I don't enjoy drinking
You want
it.
chewy tapioca balls in
Yeah.
your beverage. I people love it.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Sweet stuff. I get it. Yeah,
It is sweet.
Texture
Yeah.
probs. Texture
Yeah,
probs. I mean, there's
do not like it.
stores of bubble tea.
I know.
Flavors
That's what
on
I'm saying.
flavors on flavors on
It's
flavors.
crazy. It's crazy. It's just not for me. I do not like it.
Get out of here, bubble tea.
Yeah.
All right, Leigh.
Yeah, tweaking this a little bit because I've been making a lot of smoothies for my boys lately, like trying to get all the spinach and kale and all the good stuff into them. And
On the green egg?
yeah, no, don't put that on the green egg. But I bought the NutriBullet, so I've got all sorts of things. And most of the smoothies turn out okay, but every now and again you might put a little bit too much ginger or kale or something in there. My 9-year-old gave him one the other day, and he said, and he sort of looked at me and he licked his lips a bit, and he's like, "It's good. It's good. It's not my favourite one." I was like, "That's okay. We're learning. We'll tweak it around a little bit." My 5-year-old, he said he copies what his 9-year-old does a lot of time. He looked at him. He said, "It's good, Dad. It just tastes a little bit terrible."
Just a little bit, though.
Yeah.
What was it? What'd you mess up
Yeah.
on?
Well, again, like.
Health concoctions are you giving?
No, I mean I've got a lot of berries in there, but
Some ginger in your throat.
sometimes you can just put a
Yeah, for
little
someone
bit,
that drinks all these healthy smoothies, you can't stop
know.
coughing up a lung or being
I know.
sick every day in here.
I know. It's,
Eat some meat, man.
it's this COVID hangover. That's I'm sure of it. Anyway, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, no, never mind.
He finds it disgusting. not me.
Yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do to get a rapid fire question done. I get it.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Trey.
Just a guide, really, the question. I'm
Right.
gonna combine your two answers, because my original answer was apple juice, which I just don't like. I just think it's
Interesting.
too sweet, but apple cider is very good. I need the warming spices. But the thing I really don't like, and Leigh, I don't know if you do this, because it probably turns a little bit bubble tea-ish. I hate chia seeds in a smoothie. They're apparently very, very healthy for
Yeah.
you, but they can turn like chocolate milk into pudding. It just gets very thick and goopy.
Yeah.
And despite the fact that they're seeds, or because they're seeds, they still get stuck in your teeth, even though they're chewy. I don't understand at all how they work. Chia seeds should remain on chia pets, as far as I'm concerned.
And flax seeds as well are tough in
Oh,
the
so
blender.
dry, man. Oh, so dry.
Yeah.
So that's where I've gone a few times. I'm trying to put some seeds in, but not having much luck.
Yeah, sometimes I see those seeds at the bottom of the cup, and I'm taking them down no matter what, but I don't enjoy it.
You're like, this one's for the health.
Oh, just in a pile of goop at the bottom.
Slimy.
Yeah.
JD, did you have an answer for a beverage that you find disgusting that maybe other people like?
People love kombucha. Cannot stand it. It's the worst drink ever. It's like a non-alcoholic beer or something. It's like lemonade, but it feels like it's spiked with something. And when you make it yourself, which Rachel did for a few months, you have this gelatinous that's called the mother in your fridge, taking up all this room. Like everything about kombucha makes me angry. Yeah, it's the most overrated thing in the world.
Roxana made some.
Scoby.
Some of it was really like
Scoby.
sort of carbonated, and some of it was just as flat as anything. It was so hard to get it consistent like that.
Okay. What about you? Is there a beverage that you?
Yeah, I'm with Giannis. I don't like a Coors Light.
like a
I'll drink
Coors
it.
Light.
I'll drink it.
Yeah.
Obviously, if it's the only thing there. Obviously. What else do I hate? I'm like you, Skeets. I like a good beverage. I'll try
love a
anything.
beverage.
Try anything. Anything. I haven't had an iron brew from Scotland yet, though.
Ooh, that's very.
We'll take that.
Do we
Are there
have
any
any
snacks left?
There's a few. I don't think there's any iron brews though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think Lincoln went ham on those.
Oh, yeah?
The rest of them.
You can get them
Found
at Publix anyway. So,
Oh, you just
Okay.
reminded me. A No Dunks fan sent in some Rio's chocolates from Stratford, JD.
Yeah,
So we can let's dip into that after
that
this.
box has been sitting over there, and I've been like, I'm not touching it. I won't touch
Okay.
it. These are the best chocolates in the world. They're the best chocolates in the world.
Wow, that is. I mean, my heart just grew 10 times. You said that. That's
true, though.
From my hometown.
All right,
But,
anyway.
Mr. Temper Boy just became Mr. Chocolate Lover.
Get someone from Belgium to send us in some chocolates.
Get out of here, Belgium.
The Belgians. Belgians
Get outta here.
with Stratford.
Please.
I mean, you have to like mint chocolate. That's the thing.
Oh,
That's
it's a mint.
It's
Yeah.
not just mint, though.
Well, it's not.
I had a variety.
That's their number one.
This is the confidence that this place has. No legend, like no menu. We usually get like, oh, this one's a cherry thing, this is a mint thing, or whatever.
Yeah.
They don't even bother with that because each one is a banger. No risk. There is no risk involved.
No risk.
I'm
Rio
telling you.
Thompson's,
all
man.
right.
Come on, be a sponsor here. The No Dunks Classic Factory.
We're going to have to open that box of snacks and eat them.
Yeah.
I think.
I think we are.
I think we're going to have to do that on camera.
We might have to do that. We better wrap this up though before the power goes out. Here, because it is
I'm not
so
in
dark.
a hurry to go outside right now.
No,
personally.
no,
Just keep
but
chatting, talking chocolates.
the power is going to go out in mere seconds,
Yes.
I think, here. So we'll call it there. Guys, thank you so much for joining us on another classic, hopefully, Drop podcast. Let us know in the YouTube comments below. Let us know if you listened to this by leaving us a 5-star rating and review. Was it a classic? Tell us. Email in your NBA questions to nodunks@theathletic.com. Follow us across all the social media channels at NoDunksInc. And grab yourself an athletic subscription. Go to theathletic.com/nodunks. $1 a month for up to 6 months. That's the deal right now for new subscribers. Take advantage of that. And finally, go to nodunks.com. Get your No Dunks gear over there. We got to start working on a Mr. Temper Boy t-shirt.
Oh, yeah. The brainstorms have been flying
Yeah.
in between the breaks here.
That'd be very, very
It's a funny name.
Okay, so we'll do
Mr.
that.
Temper Boy.
But until we see you guys on Monday, have a great weekend. Enjoy the March Madness. Enjoy the NBA games on all weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us, and remember, you guys got me thinking about Girl Scout cookies. We bought a box recently. A lot of people love those mints.
Yes.
Let's go around the table real quick. Favorite one?
I mean, I don't know all the flavor names. I pass. I don't know the.
I don't know the
But
Girl
there's some
Guide
that I
cookies
love.
that well. Nah.
Yeah.
Thin mints, trefoils, Samoas,
Samoas. Oh, I love
are great.
Samoas.
Yeah, the coconut.
Yeah.
Tagalongs.
Tagalongs are hot.
Okay, I had this recent one, West Coast only edition of Girl Scout
excuse me?
cookies. It's
Regional?
called-
Exclusive?
Yeah. Apparently, they have different bakeries on both sides of the United States.
Oh.
So, like, even the Samoas are different. Like, they call the West Coast ones, I think, are called Caramel Delights. They're a little bit different, but the new one I had was called Toast Yays.
Yep.
It's a cinnamon toast
saw that.
dipped in like a little white icing. Banger.
sounds
banger.
And
Might
they
go on the Mount Rushmore.
And they look like cute little
They
toasts.
look like little toasties.
JD?
Yeah, put me down for a thin mint. Oops. Yeah. Oh, there I am. Thin mint.
Frozen or not?
Oh, frozen. But either way, it's fine.
This guy loves mint.
Mint's great.
Yeah, mint chocolate.
Yeah, it's terrible though to grow it. Like you got to keep it in a pot or else it goes crazy.
Every time mint comes up on this show, he just complains about it.
It's a killer, man. You can't kill it. You cannot kill it.
And it cannot die.
It cannot die.
It's the Highlander.
It is, because I planted it in my planter box like 5 years ago.
We've heard this story.
Yanked out all the weeds. It's still growing now.
Invasive species.
Yeah.
The kudzu of herbs.
Oh, man. The first bit of warm weather and the mint's like, hey, I'm back.
All right, on that note, embrace your mint, people. Take care.